Hey, what's up? In this video, we're going to be upgrading the 90-gallon discus tank. The fish have become really recluse and are hiding because they don't feel comfortable with the scape. Algae has gone crazy. The tank has just looked really bad and the plants aren't growing super well. So we're going to fix that. We're going to add more plants, change the scape, and we're going to really upgrade this tank. And we're going to try to do this as fast as we can because the discus are really shy, timid fish. So we don't want to stress them out any more than we have to. The 90-gallon is the tank behind me. So the plan to fix this tank is to drain half the water or more, take out all the rock, add some new rock and some driftwood, get some plants from another tank, and then add those things to this new tank, mess with the scape a bit, remove some waste from the tank, and really see how this is gonna go. Hey, also don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm posting weekly, 2 to 3 times a week at this point, and a bunch of shorts, so subscribe down below. Here's the 90-gallon discus tank, what it looks like right now. Sorry for the lights, but you can see very simple island setup. It's not providing enough cover for the discus. Hide a lot in there and they're just not exploring the tank. Also, you can see the algae growing on the glass, so we're gonna scrape that. We're gonna add more plants to help cover and give the fish hiding spots. We're also gonna do a different scape with wood and different types of rocks because I don't want these gray rocks in here anymore. They're just not fitting the style and theme I wanna go for this tank. So let's get into it. All right, so these are the rock pieces and wood pieces that I think I'm gonna add to the tank. We have this piece of wood here, we got the bigger one, and then 2 of these rocks. Unfortunately, I don't have more of these rocks and they're in another tank, so until I drain that tank, I don't wanna take them out of there, and then I can add more. This is just Dragonstone, and then we have some wood pieces down here. I don't think this piece is gonna fit very nicely compared to like this piece and this one, so I think what I'm gonna use is this one and these 2 to make a nice wood kind of frame, but all of it's gonna be together in the tank and not really spread out. So you guys will see what I'm planning to do. So I don't think I'll end up using this one. All right, I'm about to drain the tank, but I just wanted to show you guys who's joined with me. So I have my dog Peanut. He has a cone on for some health issues, so don't worry too much, he's doing all right. And then I have my dog Mia. They're gonna keep me company as I do the tank. Alright guys, you can see the tank. I scraped the algae on the glass and then I added the wood over here and planted some of the plants that were there previously. I don't know how I feel about adding the rocks in. The only thing I can think of is that like this side would be really open and wouldn't have a lot of rocks or anything, but maybe adding more plants here and then the rocks would look okay. I just don't want the rocks to look out of place. So I'm gonna figure that out and then come back when the tank starts filling up. All right, I got the Amazon swords out of the 65-gallon. These were originally in this 90-gallon, but I had removed them and they're not doing well in the 65, so I'm gonna trim up the leaves that you can see, like the bad leaves, and take those off, and then we're gonna plant them into the 90. This is all the leaves I cut off the Amazon swords, and like this is all just trash. These were like, some leaves broke off, like I wouldn't have broke this one off, it was big, but yeah, all the dead leaves and whatnot. And then here's the tank pretty much filled. I'll show you guys when it's all clear. I left those rocks in. The discus are quite stressed, which is expected, but hopefully once the water is back up to temp, you know, fully, and the filter, you know, clears this out, that they'll be used to it. I haven't been in the tank in a minute like this aggressive, so definitely a shock for them. All the cories that are in the tank are out, you know, hanging out, which is kind of cool to see them. The loaches are against the glass, and then you guys can see how I've kind of scaped it, but I'll show you guys in a bit. These are also all the rocks I took out, so all the river rocks. I'll probably use them in another scape or in another tank instead. Just didn't want them in this tank for right now. Alright, before I show you guys the final look of the tank after about a day, I'm going to read one of the comments you guys left. So this is from Aquavarium, and he says, "Nice share, my friend. I came to support. Thank you for leaving a comment. I really appreciate it. If you guys want your comment shout out, just comment down below what fish you keep, anything you like in the video, and how you're doing overall. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like down below. Thank you guys. Now let's get to the tank." Alright guys, so it's the next day and you guys can see the final scape of the tank. The discus are out and about, and I really think the tank looks amazing. I really like how it came out. The discus seem to be much happier. So let's take a closer look. So we have these Dragonstone Rocks here. I actually decided to go and put them in. I think it just complements the tank well, also helps to bring out the color of the fish. And then you have this piece of wood over here to make it look like a tree stump, and then you have another piece that I laid flat, and then these, so I really think those look like tree roots, which I think looks really, really cool. If I zoom in, you can see there is Vallisneria, some red Ludwiga plants, and some Amazon swords. Just looks really, really cool in my opinion, and the discus seem to really enjoy it. I have the light quite dim in this tank now. I might turn up the brightness and get another light for it and whatnot, but for now I kind of like this dim look, so I have the light here, and then over here it's darker, and they don't seem to mind because I'm feeding them out of this hole, so now they can come over here and they're used to this side. The only issue is this guy. I think he might dig up the plants, so if he does, we'll deal with it then. And he's already dug up this plant up here, one of the valves, so I just have to replant it, and then that plant I just gotta put some dirt in, but I don't think that one was him. So tank overall is looking great. The fish seem to be much happier. We'll see how Mr. Geo does after he digs everywhere. Some of the fish are still hiding. Those are like the new discus. This one is one of the new ones. He started eating, which is good, and then the one back there is also one of the newer ones. So we'll see how well they do. But you guys can see here's one of my older discus, and then another one. They're just chilling. And I'm definitely gonna get more tetras. So I was doing the Cardinal Tetras, and I was trying to see who was eating them, because last time these angelfish over here were eating them, and so then I just didn't want to add more. So I added 5 now that the angels are gone to see who was eating them, and I thought it was the Geo. He's not eating them. It's actually this guy. But as long as I keep the discus well fed, he doesn't seem to chase them. He only chased them one time, and now the Cardinals have a lot more cover in the tank, so they can hide easily and if they need to get away. And if there's more of them, I think it'll be harder for the discus to get them. So plan is to definitely add more Cardinals, maybe add some bottom cichlids like rams or something like that. Definitely more cories, because you don't really see them out much. The loaches were definitely affected a bit by the water change, and one of them wasn't looking too good, and that might be from what was bothering them before I left for my trip. So we'll see and keep, medicating and watching the fish as necessary. All right, let's also feed them a bit. I fed them a little bit earlier, but I try to feed my discus as many times a day as I can, smaller feedings. So I got the Viber bites, and then we're just gonna put it in there. But you can see this corner is quite dark, so I definitely might add another light, and you can see my reflection in it because it's so dark. But there they are. Look how cool they are. This guy has this like little notch on his fin, which I think is really interesting, and it's just grown that way since he was little. If you guys want to see how I keep so many fish tanks and hundreds of fish, click this video right here, and don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Thank you. See you in the next one.